The ABR A1 might be the best assault rifle in the game. Well, it's my favorite anyways. I've always been a fan of the burst fire weapons, and this is my 8 attachment build. Let's break it down. Starting off with the optic, I think you can just kind of go with whatever you want here. Now, normally I don't go with the Willis 3 times, especially for multiplayer, but for some reason with this weapon, it seems to be working really well, so I've enjoyed it a lot. So yeah, like I said, reticle is kind of your choice. This is a bit more long range than other weapons, so I wouldn't really use like the microflex unless you're going for a short range build. Because this is a bit more medium to long range, I do like the Willis 3 times. It just allows you to get that bit more sight, and again, it's my favorite reticle for this type of build. Then we go over to the muzzle. Few options here. If you do not mind kind of like being on the map, then I don't mind you going for like a ported compensator. This is actually really good for recoil control because you get the first shot recoil control and the vertical. So this is a very good laser. However, I like to be off the map a bit because it's long range. It's not the end of the world, so you can go with ported, but I go with monolithic. So basically you get a suppressor and you get extra range and velocity. So this is again an absolute beam at long range. So long range, I recommend the monolithic. If you want something with just more recoil control, then I would go for the ported. Then we go over to the barrel, and I'm going to add long barrel, and that's going to give us some more damage range. So now it's going to be an absolute laser, so it's going to have more one burst potential at further range. With the underbarrel, I've kind of tried around with this. I don't use it too much. I normally just go straight for the vertical foregrip, so you can use that if you want. I was trying to experiment with the precision, but I think in the build we had was the vertical, so you can go ahead and use that. But I think for this type of weapon, I like to just reduce sway again with the burst weapon. I feel like this is going to be a good balance here, so I'm going to go with the precision, especially because we have gunfight and we have so many other attachments. With the magazine, with the flip mag, you actually get 30 bullets. So without it, you can see it's the same thing. So I think with the flip mag, it just makes it a little bit faster to reload. I don't think you really need 45 bullets. You don't really need 60, and the 24 is a little bit low. So I actually think the flip mag is a perfect balance between kind of like fast kills, reloading, and being able to have multiple gunfights. So I really like it, especially with gunfire. We have an extra attachment. Oh, an update is required. Okay, well, what are you doing? I'm in the middle of a video. All right, the update ruined the flow, but we're back. So anyways, like I said, the flip mag, just to give you that extra bit of fast reload speed, which is really useful. Then we go to the comb. Now this one's a bit of a weird one because I don't normally have this on weapons, so you can kind of use what you want here. I think the ergonomic one's a pretty good one, to be honest with you. I was going between these two. To be honest with you, I think I'm gonna go with the ergonomic. I think in the gameplay, I didn't have this on lot, but I'm going to go the ergonomic here. I feel like it's going to be just like the ergonomic grip, so we'll go for that one. And then we go to the stock. I really am a fan of the infiltrator. This gives you faster strafe speed, which I think is really useful. So there you go. Obviously no laser because we're using an AR. And then for the fast one, this is where once again you can experiment with this. I actually think this is pretty cool, but because I'm a big fan of burst weapons, I go for this recoil springs instead. But yeah, that's kind of the build here. If you did want to go for bullet velocity, and then over here you could go with the ported compensator, that kind of works out well as well. But the build I have is going to be this on screen. I think this is a really good balance overall, having strength, range, no recoil, and everything like that. So yeah, it's a really good weapon. Hope you guys enjoy it. I'll catch you guys on tomorrow.